Remember when I said I was gonna do a Digimon marathon and that never happened? Well, that's because I'm pretty shit at following through with my own ideas. So, instead of battling digital monsters, let's duke it out with extraterrestrial beings who want to steal our batteries and burn down our world. Ladies and gentlemen, I present to you Defense Grid: The Awakening. Long, long ago, in a galaxy far, far away, humanity has been ravaged by alien invaders, and all hope seems lost. You, a survivor of their latest attack, find yourself alone and manage to uncover the planet's defense grid, a system created centuries ago to fight off the alien menace. Why no one was actively working with this system in case an invasion happened again is beyond me. Upon reactivating the system, we are introduced to the AI, General Fletcher, who first fought off the aliens centuries ago. Thankfully, unlike every other AI in fiction, Fletcher's actually a very good guy and generally wants to keep the world safe. The fact that he also treats you like his own son is also very sweet. After introductions, Fletcher teaches you how to use the defense system, slowly bringing back up to full power, and, eventually, shutting down the alien's transdimensional portal for good. So, overall, it's a very basic story that doesn't really do much new, but what really sells the game is Fletcher's dialogue and voice acting. Fletcher is the only speaking character in the game, and he really feels like an old man who's been in this for far too long. In fact, during some missions, he'll actually relapse into memories of better times with his family. And when he snaps out of it, he just sounds so tired and sad. Praise be to the voice actor because he pulled off Fletcher amazingly. Fletcher adds a much needed heart to this game that just makes you want to keep fighting, not just to win, but to do your predecessor proud, and, come endgame, to save him because you've grown to see him as a trusted companion and a parental figure. All of that would be meaningless if the gameplay sucked, however, so let's dive right in. As per your standard tower defense games, you place towers on a path in order to destroy the enemies as they attempt to reach their goal. In this case, the aliens are after the defense grid's power cores. If they grab a core and leave the map, it's gone, and so are the points you would have gotten at the end of the level. Thankfully, if you do kill them, the power cores that they grab will slowly return to the core housing. Aliens can still grab those free cores and run off with them though, kinda like a game of Duracell Hot Potato. Thankfully, you can make things harder for them by manipulating the paths with your turrets, though if you try to cut off the path completely, then the aliens will just cut right through the tower towards the core in the shortest possible path. The aliens are a courteous and civilized sort, and expect that same courtesy from you in turn. Speaking of our wonderful towers of death, we've got Gatling guns, flamethrowers,
Frickin' laser beams!
temporal manipulation, meteor hellfire,
Bitches love cannon.
grenade swarms, missile turrets, and last but not least, Trump Tower.
My father gave me a small loan of $1 million.
Each tower comes with their own range, attack rate, and damage output, with each tower able to be upgraded 2 times, with some upgrades increasing in cost or remaining static throughout the upgrades. Each tower works in perfect tandem with one another and really requires you to think of ways to make them work, otherwise you'll be overwhelmed and quickly fail humanity. Of course, nothing in life is free and you gotta pay a mighty fine price for each tower, so spend when you get the chance, or wait it out. You see, the game is an interest rate for resources, so you must decide. Either quickly spend resources on a lot of cheap towers and hope they deal with the waves well enough so you can upgrade them later, or wait things out with a few pricey turrets with higher damage and range, but hope the interest comes in time to not lose any power cores. This strategy can be somewhat mitigated by the orbital laser you have, which can destroy all aliens in its blast zone, but it takes a long while to recharge and collects a very small amount of resources from destroyed aliens. Following this mechanic is just as interesting level design. Some levels are standard tower defense affairs, with the aliens on a set path and you having certain areas in which you can place turrets. But then the game slowly introduces levels where the alien path is solely determined by where you place your turrets, meaning you decide how hard or how easy the level gets. While Defense Grid may seem like a standard tower defense game, it throws in some really fun and interesting ideas and curveballs that really make it stand out. Defense Grid: The Awakening is one of the best tower defense games I have ever played, and a very good strategy game in and of itself. I highly recommend it. With that said, however, it's a near pure tower defense, so if you're not a fan of strategy games where your only input is placing the towers and occasionally nuking aliens, I can't really recommend it. Though, before I end the review, I will say that if you decide to buy the game, then pick up the U Monster DLC because it has some of the funnest levels in the game and uses GLaDOS from the Portal series extremely well. GLaDOS actively messes with your strategies by restricting the types of towers you can use, openly mocks you in the way only GLaDOS can. All the while, Fletcher's trying to keep your spirits up, and when GLaDOS locks him up, you have to sit through her demented training while Fletcher tries his hardest to get back to you. All of this culminates in you and Fletcher taking her down by robbing her of power cores and shutting her down for good. It's probably one of the best DLCs I've ever played, both for its awesome levels full of tricks to throw you off and its incorporation of the sadistic logic machine that is GLaDOS. Once again, Defense Grid The Awakening is a really good tower defense game that I highly recommend, alongside the U Monster DLC. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must get going now because...
Incoming transmission.
Anthony, you mind telling me what you're doing interrupting my video?
Sal, finishing this review.